Good morning. Already started?
Yes. Ma'am, I think tomorrow we have Abhyas.
Tomorrow you have
Abhyas.
revision.
English, biology, chemistry.
Tomorrow. But I did not get any.
Next month there is no Julius. Although two project I will do. Within 9. Biology I yes, so they can ask those things here. We can biology and ask those early. Masih kira sih orang. Ada time baru lah ada baru. Nah, aku ada. Kalau ni, kalau ada ni, kalau jadi. Simpan berikan dalam ada itu. Awalnya. Itu paling ini. तो जितना है उधर वो बोलते हैं वो घर के बाहर है और घर पे बैठ के और लाइन कर लेना सारा उधर अभी के बाद नहीं घर पर ही है वो
Sure. I'm sure he is at home. Because that day, the last to last class, he was not well, so he was on medication. But in the last class, it was fine.
No, ma'am, that's actually, ma'am.
That's with another person.
He's not in English.
He's not in English, in some other subject.
Yes. And he, yes, and he says he's not at home. And yesterday he came to write the paper. And every day he's saying he's not at home. He's joining online. He's joining online. He's saying that he's not at home.
What about that?
Jaksha is in village. Jaksha is in his village. Jaksha is in his village.
So it's not.
I think that it was. So if you can ask for calculation math, we error okay. Second question Hindi. Third. Second question is now. You calculate.
Yeah, that's happening.
So yeah, we know. That will be there.
Come. Okay. You two can sit together, right? It's like. Then at least have one very good. Very good. Step.
तो बायोलॉजी है ना एक और जगह आएगा बायोलॉजी वो दिन अगर आप आराम से बैठे हैं 7 घंटा बैठे
Actually, this time, in a school, ma'am, the English portion is very less. And we have that Babu's friends. I remember, Julius is the actor, C1, C2, late C2, and we have Oliver asked.
Acha, so they will take up that also, or you can ask for more.
And
Second,
then,
second lesson.
and then my portion is over.
Very good.
हाँ
So
हमारा बहुत है
the test that you have here would be on Julius Caesar, Act 1. Okay, so
Yeah.
Act 1, that means Act 1, Scene 1, Act 1, Scene 2, Act 1, Scene 3. That total Act 1.
मतलब
Again, you also
quality
like
आएगा.
going a little slow, right?
Yes.
Because by, before your vacation, Act 1 should have been over.
Oh ma'am, not finished. I think only reached to that scene where Flavius and Marcus meet those two sequels.
And it's going
so
slow.
ma'am today we are doing Julius Caesar or
Julius Caesar. We have to complete today Act 2 Scene 1. We will complete this.
actually in months
I think that's it. You remember we had started in the last class and you remember the
yes
conspirators they plan to come and meet with us.
the Brutus last reading is like your favorite is the
Yes.
Brutus reading
So in Brutus's house. The scene begins in Brutus's house and then the conspirators come and meet him.
and then we have to start from re-enter Lucius.
Yeah, re-enter Lucius, who gives the information about the fact that the conspirators have come to his house. Okay, now another thing is that the soliloquy, as I told you, it's very important. The soliloquy of Brutus. This is very important. What is the meaning of soliloquy?
I'm like he talks to himself.
Yes, he talks to himself. But if he talks to himself on the stage, he will not be able to hear what he's saying, right? He will not be able to understand what he's saying. So, as a theatrical performance, soliloquies are done on the stage alone.
Yeah.
Okay, when nobody is there and he speaks up. That means he is speaking to himself, and that is called a soliloquy. And Brutus's soliloquy is very, very important. And questions often come from Brutus's soliloquy, which are there and which are here. This one.
In the test only from the workbook volume will be coming.
Yeah, go through those.
Only volume like
The volume 2, I think, right? Go through those. I don't know whether only from that or not. I am not gone through, but go through that. Okay.
I know the meaning of the words are also come.
Meanings, yes, meanings can also, but not like word meanings, but they will give you in the reference to the context. What is the meaning of this line?
Ma'am, now, like ma'am, they ask one question, actually according to like scene one. So ma'am, you have to write it in a simple language, like in a modern English language or.
No, you will, no, if the meaning is asked, then you will write in simple language, the modern English, but because you have to write the meaning of that line. Right? But if it is in some other question, then you have to use some phrases which are used there. You will write in your own words, but using some phrases from the textbook to show that you have studied the text also.
Ma'am, they have used the word like thou, thy.
No, thou, that you don't have to. But the key words have to be used. That has to be
Key words,
used. Okay, right. Okay. So the which soliloquy after Lucius leaves, you will see.
re-enter Lucius. That's good.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm talking about the previous day, what we had done. The soliloquy that I told you. Now, this soliloquy is extremely important. Brutus is speaking to himself after Lucius exits, which starts with, "It must be by his death and for my part." This one, revise it again. Okay.
So now we have to read it again.
Hmm?
We have to read it again.
No. I'm saying that revise this part. Okay, this soliloquy is extremely important because here he convinces himself of what he is trying to do with the conspirators. The act that he is going to take up of killing Brutus. Come this side a little bit. Okay, got it? So this particular dialogue is extremely important. Yeah. So this particular part is extremely important. Okay, so you just mark it as important.
Ma'am, that for the protest dialogue. So,
Yeah, the full Brutus's dialogue till re-enters Lucius. Okay, this one, and then come to the next soliloquy. There are two soliloquies here. Come to the next soliloquy. So re-enters Lucius. Again, Lucius exits.
This is yes, first in this one.
next.
Now, the exhalation is whizzing in the air. So that entire dialogue. These two are very important from the exam point of view. I mean, I'm talking about the board exam point of view. Okay, got it. These two soliloquies, often questions come from these two. Because here he is trying to convince himself of the act that he is going to commit.
I mean, from the exhalation within the air.
Till the whole dialogue, till the
The whole day.
Yeah, almost. Not the whole page, but
The
till
nature of an incident.
no, thy full petition in the hand of Brutus. Okay?
There's an old one.
And ma'am, here it is written enter.
No, here you have to underline till see here. Thy full petition at the hand of voters. Till here. See, re-enters Lucius. Lucius again enters. So before that, till at the hand of Brutus. So bracket that part is important. So this part, both the soliloquies are extremely important. So this one of Brutus and then the previous one of Brutus. Okay, clear? So these two are extremely important from your exam point of view. Okay?
I mean, in my book it is only written enter, not re-enter.
That is okay. I mean, he enters once again. Okay?
नहीं खरीद भाई का आसान है बिहार स्कूल का एक्सप्लेनेशन दिया है.
Done? Okay. Now let us proceed. So where did we stop in the last class?
Back the reactor Lucius. When Lucius served the Cassius at the road, this one decided to see you. That is it. The Lucius, sir,
Who thought, ma'am, that
sir, this is your brother Cassius at the road. Who does desire to see you? And all that when all that second soliloquy, when
ma'am, after the paragraph when
After the second soliloquy, then Lucius says the paper beneath, the capital is ready.
then after
And the
that,
second soliloquy, sorry, then knocking at the door, right? Then
after Lucius
after Lucius enters, then Sir March has wasted 14 days. That means 14 days is over. Now the 15th day, that is tomorrow is
That is
15th
all
of
done.
March.
that
This
is
is
all.
also done. So just go to the gate. Somebody knocks, right? So now the knocking. So from here we are going to start, right? Okay. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, I have not slept. Between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion, all the interim is like a phantasma or a hideous dream. The genius and the mortal instruments, and then in council and the state of man, like to a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of an insurrection. So we go back. Since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar, underline the word wet. What meaning is given there?
Set him against Caesar.
Yes, set him against Caesar or sharpen the knife. Wetting means sharpening the knife. So sharpened my mind
He can say
against
that
Caesar.
sharpened his mind against Caesar.
Sharpened his mind against Caesar.
Means that he had already done it again. So the second time he.
So since Cassius first did wet me against Caesar. So since the time first he did speak to me or sharpen my mind against Caesar, or rather we can say that provoke my mind against Caesar. Okay? I have not slept. Right?
Right.
Got it? Understood this line?
between the acting of a dreadful thing and the first motion. What does it mean? Write down the meaning.
Ma'am, the rate is
Before carrying out the actual
Dreadful.
dreadful act of killing. Okay. So you write down between. First you listen. Okay, then you will write the meaning. So between the first idea of murdering,
and the thing of
the time between the first idea of
And
murdering and the final act of killing,
Okay.
this moment I could not see.
So I'm between
Got it? So you write like this.
That those days from the starting to
So-
the ending.
Yeah, starting to the end. So between the first idea of killing, I'm waiting, write down anywhere you want to. Between the first idea of killing till the actual dreadful act performed. Okay. Comma, is like an illusion or a terrible dream.
Right. Correct.
phantasm is illusion.
Yes,
Yes.
phantasm means illusion. It's like
Like the oasis.
illusion and a terrible dream.
Like the oasis in the desert.
Okay. Which means he is not at peace of mind. So till the time the actual thing is done, the dread is done, the act is performed, he is not at peace. Got it? Understood?
He's continuously thinking.
He is continuously thinking, fantasizing about it. He's continuously thinking and he's
He-
having
he
terrible
illuminating-
dreams of it.
Maybe illuminating the scenes in his mind.
Yes. So he is having illusions of the scenes in his mind. So he is not at peace. He's not able to sleep. It has taken away his sleep. Okay? Or a hideous dream. Hideous dream means terrible dream. Got it?
Pura.
Understood?
Yes.
The genius and the mortal instruments. Okay, write down the meaning.
Internal
The
concept.
genius means, over here, genius means the reason. Okay, or the conscience. Okay.
Ma'am, when
The
I
reason-
searched it in Google, the genius refers means of a man who controls everything.
signed in. Okay. What is this?
Ma'am, when
कुछ allow करने के लिए. अच्छा कुछ नहीं करना है यहाँ पे.
ऊपर अगर स्टूडेंट आएगा तो यहाँ पे एडमिट आएगा
अच्छा हाँ नहीं वो तो पता है.
एडमिट है तो एडमिट करो तो वहां से वो ये कर रहे हैं इस सर का है ना इसके ऊपर फीडिंग ज्यादा होती है
ओह तो इसीलिए
तो हम लोग मैम वही बोल रहे हैं तो लोग की वो इसलिए
ma'am,
स्टूडेंट आएगा तो एडमिट करके आएगा वो ब्लू कलर उसको करके
and when I search the meaning of the genius, it says refers to a mind which controls a hand.
Yes, right. So
Is it correct?
reason, right? Reason or conscience. Okay. The genius means the reason or the conscience, and the mortal instruments mean the physical impulse or the action. Okay, the physical impulse or the action.
The realm of a man means the kingdom of a man. Na?
Which of a man?
Realm of man.
Realm of man.
Means the kingdom of a man.
So the genius and the mortal instrument. So you understood mortal instruments are the
Internal
physical
concept.
impulse, right? Or
Internal
action.
concept.
And yes, and genius over here means the reason and conscience. Both these are at conflict.
So that's
Okay.
not the IQ or
So-
a genius.
Right. The genius and the mortal instruments are then in council. In council
In
means
debate.
in conflict.
Debate.
In debate, right. In debate or in conflict. So in arguments, they are fighting with each other,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
debating.
Hmm. And the state of man, like to a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of an insurrection. Insurrection means
Internal
rebellion.
Internal conflict.
Yes. Insurrection means rebellion. Here it is actually the internal rebellion that is happening. Rebellion means
Like
to,
the people,
to attack back. You know, rebellion, rebel.
like the people who are on the streets rebelling.
Yes, rebellion. So what is the meaning of this?
Internal conflict.
So they both, that is the genius and the mortal instruments, that is the reason and the physical impulse or action, they are at conflict. And the state of man, like to a little kingdom, suffers then the nature of an insurrection. You know, just like a little kingdom suffers from the rebels or
Like
the civil wars that happen. Similarly, my mind is also going through that rebellious thing.
Internal one.
So much of conflict, internal war.
in which is
You know,
which
just
is
like a little kingdom undergoes internal war, similarly, my body and mind is also going through that
Which
internal
means-
war or internal conflict
So his mind is a comparison
to the kingdom. So it is a metaphor.
Metaphor.
which means that he has two aspects in his mind which he continuously
Right.
arguing between
Exactly. What are the two aspects? He is very loyal to Caesar.
And he is also very
He likes Caesar. It's not that he hates him. He likes Caesar, but somewhere in his mind, as we saw in the last class, that he has doubts. If he gets the power to become a king, he may misuse his power, and it will be detrimental to the citizens of Rome. Right? So he is more concerned about the future of Rome, and that is why he is in a conflict that whether to
support
support Caesar
or
support the conspirators for the good of Rome. Got it? So this internal conflict, and therefore he compares it to the little kingdom without the use of as or like, and therefore it is an example of a metaphor. Okay, so write this down in case they ask for just write metaphor, you will understand. Now enters Lucius again. Lucius. Sir, 'tis your brother Cassius at the door, who doth desire to see you. Now, brother, actually, Cassius is the brother-in-law
yes
of
Brutus.
Brutus. Okay, and he is actually not the senator, but he is the brother-in-law, but one of the important personnel in Rome.
Because he has a brother-in-law.
Yeah.
That is
Okay. So it is your brother Cassius at the door who doth desire to see you, means he desires to see you. Is he alone? No, sir. There are more with them. More with them means others
Others,
will step with them.
other people.
With him, yes, other people also with him. Do you know them? No, sir. Their hats are plucked about their ears.
covering their
Covering
face.
face.
Yes, right.
Yes,
You see, their hats are covering their
That
face.
It's till that you can't see this.
Yes, because they are the conspirators, they don't want to be seen by others, so they have covered their face.
Man, does all the conspirators he has found on in the do all the conspirators get under the
They
Yeah.
do, see, Brutus kills himself suicide, commits suicide. Cassius also commits suicide. See, about others, I'm not sure. I think they all died. Okay, these two to commit suicide. Okay,
From both.
Brutus and Cassius, they both commit suicide. The main two conspirators. I mean, Brutus was not a conspirator, but he joined them.
But then
And he also sees the ghost of Caesar.
yeah,
Okay.
and he
Because
realized
he was loyal to Caesar, somewhere he was having this guilt feel. This is the same conflict that he was going through here. And after committing this also, he was going through this guilt.
he was very guilty and he
Yes. So that is why he could see the ghost of Caesar also. Okay, let's get back to this. Okay. No, sir, their hats are plucked about their ears. So this you have understood. Plucked about over here means pulled down. That means covering.
Yes.
and half their faces buried in their clothes. So the clothes that they are wearing, maybe this portion is a little higher, therefore half the face is being covered by the cloak,
Yes.
half is covered by the hat, so their faces are not visible. Yes. Okay. But and that by no means I may discover them by any mark of favor. Mark of favor
Means any
means
mark.
favor means recognition.
Means we can
Mark
see
of
any
favor.
part of their face and recognize them.
Yes.
Like one feature type, we can't see that.
So there is no way that I can recognize them. Right? Okay. Brutus. Let them enter. Exit Lucius. So after they exit another soliloquy of Brutus, again very important, right? Important there. All these three soliloquies are extremely important. After this, there are no more soliloquies in this scene because um, he has a conversation with all the conspirators, and then later on, he also has a conversation with his wife Portia. And Portia's reference is also very important.
Portia was also conspirator.
No.
She was wife of.
She was wife of Brutus, and she was she was a woman of substance. Okay, very, very efficient. Now, unlike the women of those days, how they were taken into consideration, women were very weak character, and Caesar also thinks the same way. Even Brutus also thinks the same way. The females means they are not courageous, they are weak mentally they are weak. Okay, so effeminate characters. Manly character nature means that he should be very brave. He should not be scared of anything. He should not cry. He should not cry. So crying is an effeminate quality. Effeminate means womanly quality. Okay, female quality. So those things, those ideas were there during those days. And but Portia was a little different, and she considers herself to be better better than other females. Okay, so she was a woman of substance. And Shakespeare takes the same reference of Portia while she creates the character in The Merchant of Venice. Have you read Merchant of Venice?
No, but it
Yeah, so
was Shylock.
Portia, yes.
What was the story?
Portia is the main character in one of the main characters, the Merchant of Venice. The merchant is Antonio, but here Antonio, not Antony here, Antonio, and here it is, and Portia is the wife of Bassanio. Okay, Bassanio was a very, very good friend of Antonio. Okay, so now Portia, the wife of Bassanio.
Is being trolled in the manner in which he is being, a lot of negative comments coming his way, and he has gone private. I mean, his entire ex handle is now private.